What's up, y'all? This is Jose with Oakland Latinos United, live with Jay number 59. Hopefully, you guys are tapping in, going in live today, Tuesday of 2/22/22. Everyone making a big deal about today. So, today's live is on 2/22/22. Just remember that. You feel me? So, hopefully, we'll get more people joining in and we'll start with the conversation. Hopefully, you guys are tapping in. Once again, this is Jose with Oakland Latinos United. I got on the poncho on today. It's hella cold. So it's cold in the Bay Area this weekend. You feel me? It's cold out there. Shit, my phone's on. But what's up with it? How's everybody doing? Hopefully we get some people tapping in. What's up, Gabriel Torres? Hopefully we what's up? What's up, baby girl Wendy? How's everybody doing out there? I got the poncho on because it's hella cold. This is a poncho I brought from Colombia. This is un poncho colombiano. It's not a Mexican one. It's from Colombia. It's pretty nice. I brought it from out there. It's hella warm, but it's cold as fuck outside right now. They said it's gonna be like 28 degrees today in the Bay Area. But yeah. So for sure, Wendy. That's why today's live is on 22/22/22. So how's everybody doing? Don Suave, what's up, bro? Hopefully we get more people tapping in. I'm fantabulous for sure. So hopefully we get more people tapping in. Today's subject is going to be an interesting one that I've heard people talk about before, and I want to get your guys' opinion. And like I said, hey, what's up, Esepera? And like I said last time, there is no right or wrong answer. It's just basically opinion. Last time, if you guys joined my live with Jay, I was talking about black and brown unity and what does that mean. And I thought it was a pretty great conversation we had the other day. So today's conversation, and once again, you're tapping in with live with Jay number 59. And those of you who are tapping in, when I make a series, live with Jay is a series, and basically they're numbered. So I'm at number 59, and every time I make a live with Jay, I usually talk about a serious subject. You know what I mean? It's not really a kickback, but I want everybody to join, and I want to get your opinion on the subject. So today's subject matter is Chicanos, Latinos, Mexicanos, Mexican Americans that are from the U.S. but don't speak Spanish. And what does that mean? And how do they fit in the broader society? And is it cool that they don't speak Spanish? Should they learn Spanish? What do you guys think? And that's what the topic is about today. And what is Spanish? You know what I mean? Like that. But yeah, I think it's a subject that a lot of people don't. I've heard people talk about it, and people don't go into depth about it. And I just want to talk about it and get your guys' opinion and tell me what you guys think. We do talk about Raza issues on this page, and I like to get people's opinion on these kind of things. So, growing up in the United States, most of us grew up here. You know what I mean? We didn't grow up in Mexico or in El Salvador or in Costa Rica or in Colombia or Guatemala or whatnot. We grew up here, right? So many of us, we had to speak English because that's the language of the land. Whether you speak it hood, whether you speak it like a Chicano, or whether you speak it proper, you learn to speak English. But at the same time, a lot of us grew up speaking Spanish. Maybe not all of us, but a lot of us did. But there was always a segment of Chicanos and Latinos and Raza that didn't speak Spanish. And there was various reasons for that. There's not just one reason why they didn't speak Spanish. In some cases, their parents didn't teach them to speak Spanish. Maybe their parents didn't speak Spanish. They came from second and third generation, born here in the United States, and the Spanish wasn't brought down to them. You know what I mean? There was also a time in the United States history where parents didn't teach their kids Spanish because of the racism and segregation of the past, and they felt if they taught their kids Spanish, their kids wouldn't go forward in life. So there was kind of like an anti-teaching your kid how to speak Spanish era in the United States, and that was back in the 40s and 50s, and it was called the Mexican. A lot of people call it the Mexican American era, and that's true. That means that my parents never taught us Spanish because that was their way of keeping secrets because those kids didn't want to know their business. Yeah, that could be part of it too. But in my case, I had a dad who was from El Salvador and a mom who was from Mexico, and Spanish was their first language, and that's what they spoke at the house, and that's what they spoke to us. And basically, I grew up speaking to them in Spanish, and English was really the language that me and my brothers and my homies spoke in the hood. You know what I mean? And in at school and whatever. And so I was out. And most of my tios and my abuelos and whatnot all spoke Spanish. So Spanish was around me, so I picked up on it pretty quickly. Now, do I speak it fluently? I mean, if I go to Mexico or to another country, obviously I'm not going to speak it properly the way they speak it, and people are going to say, "Hey, you speak like a pocho or whatever." You know what I mean? But I could speak it. Yo sé cómo hablar español y puedo hacer una conversación en español. But I speak Spanish, and many of you might. But where does that leave the ones that don't? And I ask myself, the ones that don't get a lot of shit from it, unfortunately, from Raza, especially from like Mexicanos or people that are from the other side. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of friends who are Chicanos who didn't speak much English, or I mean, speak much Spanish, and they say that like the paisas and the Mexicanos, the Mexicanas, or people from other countries would give them shit for not speaking Spanish. Like, oh, no, eres mexicano y no hablas español. You're Mexican, you don't speak Spanish. What's wrong with you? You're not Mexican enough. You're whitewashed. And my take on it is that fair to come at someone. You feel me? If you Latin and you don't speak, it's shameful. But you see, I've heard it all. Tienes el nopal en la frente, which means you have a cactus in your front. You know what I mean? People say to me, learn how to speak English. I never grew up around that environment where people said you have to learn English. But I was more like in the environment that I live in the United States, and English was the language of the land, and I had to learn it, to survive. And but what about speaking Spanish? And what about the Chicanos and the Raza that don't speak Spanish? I don't think that a lot of them don't speak it because they don't want to or because they want to sell themselves out or something like that. I don't think that's the case. At least maybe there are some cases like that, but I don't think it's always like that. People used to say to me, learn to speak English. Yeah, I mean, I had a few idiots say that to me, but not very many, though. I didn't have that experience as much. But, you know, the way I look at like a lot of raza that didn't speak Spanish, I look at there's different things, you know what I mean? There's different reasons why. Like I had a few, like I have a, like a perfect example is a dude I interviewed a while back named Famous Wolf. He's from Sacramento, originally from San Jose. And he told me that like he didn't speak Spanish because he didn't grow up in a family that spoke Spanish. He was basically a Chicano. His mom was a Chicana, his grandma was a Chicana. Probably his great grandparents were the ones that were from Mexico. And you see that a lot. Remember, a lot of us have been here for many generations in the United States. Even within my own family, there are already there's already, because I'm the first generation that was born here. Me and my brothers, we're the first generation that was born here. But my nieces and nephews, and some of my nieces are already having kids. There's already second and third generation born here. And I noticed that the second and third generation born here, their Spanish is really not all there, especially now that my mom and dad died, which they were the ones that were from Latin America and spoke fluent Spanish all the time. There's kind of been a loss of that because me, my sisters, and everybody else, we all speak English for the most part. We speak Spanish, but at home we speak English mostly now in this house. Like all of us, we speak English when we get together. We speak English. V Town, Rosie Time. Yep, I used to live out there in Vallejo. What part of Vallejo are you from? But I used to live over there in Central. But yeah, like there's already second and third generation in my family that are losing it to a degree. They can speak it, but not that well. Not like me, not like me and my sisters and brothers, but even within my own family, like all of us, the brothers who are first generation, we speak English mostly, really, at the house. You know what I mean? And and they speak English to their kids. I don't have kids, but all my brothers and sisters have kids. So I have a tons of nephews and nieces. That's typical in the Mexican family or a Chicano family. But basically, we're basically like a Chicano family now. You know what I mean? Because my mom and dad are gone. You know what I mean? The Mexican element or the Latin American element is not there. You know what I mean? So, I understand there's gonna be some raza for various reasons. Maybe they're second and third generation. Maybe sometimes they didn't grow up in an area where there was a lot of raza. I grew up in Oakland, and even though people say Oakland is a black city, there was hella raza in Oakland, and we spoke Spanish all the time. So Spanish was always there. You feel me? So Spanish was always just around me. Period. But there are some people out there, uh, that just didn't grow up speaking Spanish, and they lost it in time. And I just asked the question, because they don't speak Spanish, are they less Mexican than those who do? Are they less raza? Should they learn it? Like I said, there's no right or wrong answer. It's just a topic of conversation, you know what I mean? And I'm going to give you my personal opinion of what I think of some of the folks that maybe don't speak it. You know what I mean? I'm really from South San Jose. Orale. I used to work out there. But I used to work in the west side of San Jose, actually. But you know, um, my question is, should they learn it? Where do they fit in this conversation? And are they less Mexican because they don't, or less Latino or whatever? Because not everybody's Mexican anymore. Even me, I'm half Mexican and Salvadorian. There's a lot of people that are Salvadorians, Nicaraguenses, South American. I meet them all the time. You feel me? But my pops was Mexican. My mom was Irish. You're an Irish Mexican leprechaun. I'm fucking with you. My dad only spoke when he had to. My grandma taught me when I was little, but I understand Spanish. I could still learn it though. Yeah, I feel you. So this is my take on some of it, because I've met a lot of people that aren't from Latin America and learn Spanish. I think if you really want to communicate with Latinos and understand the community more, take a few classes in Spanish. Shit, learn a little bit just to immerse yourself in the culture. I know one of the musicians I play with, he's a white dude who spent time in Latin America, and he speaks Spanish fluently, and he didn't grow up speaking Spanish. So it's not impossible to learn. That's just my take. I'm not saying that that's what you got to do, but it'll definitely help you bridge a gap. But both my parents are Mexican, so their parents and so on. I'm about third generation, orale. But it's nothing wrong with just learning a little bit. Even if you don't understand it fluently, but learn it a little bit. That's just my take on it. You don't have to do it. Now, I think when Mexicanos or paisas or whatever come down on people that don't speak Spanish and make fun of them and say that they're some pochos and they're not Mexican, I think that's fucked up. I don't like that. I personally don't like that. You know what I mean? Because it's not fair to come at someone like that if you don't know their story. There's a reason why they don't speak Spanish. And I think a lot of times we assume that they don't speak Spanish because they're sellouts and they don't want to be Mexican and they want to be whitewashed. But I don't think that's the case. Especially if you're a Chicano that grew up in a barrio, that grew up around all the bullshit. You know what I mean? You got to understand where people are coming from. It's no different than, I don't like when Chicanos don't like Mexicans for no reason. They're like, oh, fuck those paisas, fuck those wetbacks. I don't like that either. So, I don't like ignorance on either side. You feel me? If you learn Spanish, it'll give you a job faster. Yeah, man. I've gotten a few jobs because I'm bilingual for sure. For sure. Water break. But it does help, especially in today's world, because there are so many Latinos in California, in the Southwest, and even the United States. it would be somewhat intelligent to learn a little bit of it, even if it's just a little. You know what I mean? I always tell people it's always good to just learn a little bit, just so you could at least understand and get around. The Norteños used to hate the Paisas in the 2000s. Not all the Norteños, bro. Not so much in Oakland and in the Bay Area. Maybe in other cities, but like in the Bay Area, I knew a lot of Norteños that were cool with Paisas. But in Oakland, I mean, but I get what you're saying. I've seen that attitude before, for sure. So I'm not going to say it don't exist with Norteños. But even before, even beyond gangs, it's just like some Sureños too, bro. In LA, bro. There's I've met Sureños from LA, bro, that don't like paisas, bro. There's a lot of people in Southern California that do not like paisas, bro, and talk hella shit about them. Trust me, I've been to Southern California and I've seen it with my own eyes. So it goes both ways, bro. That's something that goes anywhere in California, whether you're up north or down south. You feel me? I have a homegirl from LA, straight up Sureña, bro. Straight up. I mean, she's not a Sureña no more, but she grew up straight Chola. You know what I mean? And she don't speak a lick of English, and she grew up right in East LA. I mean, a lick of Spanish. You know what I mean? And she grew up in East LA with hella raza and don't speak Spanish at all. So it exists out there too. Cholos are Americanized from Green from the Bay. Chicanos are Americanized and don't speak much Spanish. Yeah, it depends. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, when I was growing up in Oakland, a lot of homies that I knew spoke Spanish, bro. A lot of Chicanos, you know what I mean? The only ones that didn't speak Spanish were like the ones that their parents were Chicanos too, when I was growing up. But the ones that had parents that were Mexicanos or Central American, bro, most of us spoke Spanish, like me, you know what I mean? But there were some, like I had a few homies who their parents were from Texas, I had homies that their families were like from New Mexico, or their families were from Oakland or from California for a lot of generations, and they didn't really speak Spanish anymore. What's up, Sneaky Baby? Sneaky Beanie, that's my boy from Detroit, Michigan in the house, the 313. What do brothers fight the Sureños in Los Angeles? That's why they hate the Paisas. Good point, bro. Parents were Tejanos. Yeah, man, when I was growing up, I had some homies that had parents from Texas. My brother's from Boyle Heights, and he don't speak Spanish either. Yeah, I know a lot of cats that are from LA that don't speak Spanish. People think that only, this is another thing that people get it twisted. People think that only people up north are like that. No, trust me. There are plenty of people down south that don't speak Spanish either, bro. Trust me. You know what I mean? You been around people talking Spanish and thought that you didn't speak it, and then you talk Spanish and their eyeballs roll out? I have a lot of black homies like that. I have some black homies that are Latinos. Remember, there are black people in Latin America, like Cubans. I have homies that are Colombian and Cuban that are black. And they told me that Mexicans have talked shit to them, like, oh, pinche negro. And they're like, who? ¿A quién le hablas? And they get shocked, like, oh my God, he speaks Spanish. So it does happen. And I have Mexican friends too who look white, and they told me that, Mexicanos have talked shit about them thinking they were white, and they understood exactly what they were saying because they were Mexicanos too. But that's just something I want to talk about. We used to funk with the Border Girls, ugly. The Border Girls and Northerners back in the early 2000s, fight on the AC Transit. Yeah, Jamal. I remember those days for sure. I used to ride the AC all the time, and when I would get to the D, even though I didn't bang, bro, but because I was from the Fruitvale area, I used to get nervous when we would hit the deep on the AC Transit. But remember the AC Transit mob? but it's just like a touchy subject. I known a black girl in Lemoore who would speak Spanish way to run the Paisas can. I believe it. I knew. You know what? I used to talk to this black girl a long time ago who was from Fruitvale, and she didn't speak Spanish, but she understood it a lot because she grew up around all the raza in the hood. So, like, if you would talk shit about her in Spanish, she kind of understood what you were saying, which was a trip because I would tell her things in Spanish, and she would repeat them back to me, and she would know what I'm talking about. I was like, God damn. There's a lot of black people. Oh, yeah, in Honduras, a lot. There's a lot of black people in Honduras. especially on the Caribbean coast, Nicaragua too, and in Guatemala and Belize. People don't know that, you know. But you get mistaken for Samoan and Hawaiian, huh? You know what I get mistaken for? I don't know if I look it. I've been mistaken for Puerto Rican a lot. I'm not sure why. Even Boricuas themselves have asked me if I was Puerto Rican, bro, and I don't know why. But I've gotten Puerto Rican. I've never gotten Salvadorian. Of course, I've gotten Mexican. I've gotten Colombian a few times because I've been to Colombia and I know a little bit about the culture. Yeah, I'm wearing a Colombian poncho like that. But I've gotten a lot of people say I was Puerto Rican. Are you Puerto Rican, Jose? I'm like, nah, I'm not. I'm not a Boricua. But there's a good number of Blaxicans in the town. Oh yeah, I got a homie from East Seventh Street who's a Blaxican. His parents were from Texas, and his other half was black. So yeah, I know a lot of half black homies in Oakland. I met some for sure. I know a few actually, but but yeah, man. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to talk about. I know it's a touchy subject. I've heard some people say, well, our ancestors didn't speak Spanish. That's the the colonizer's language. Why aren't we learning a Native American language? And I get it. Shit, I want to learn Native American language. I want to learn Nahuatl or Maya. I know a little bit of Maya, a little bit from Yucatan, but I would like to. But unfortunately, those aren't the languages that are being spoken anymore. The language, they are spoken in some regions in Mexico, but for the most part, people in Mexico and in Latin America speak Spanish. And if we want to communicate with people and understand, it's always good to just understand a little bit. Just take the time just to learn a few things. You'd be surprised. I'll give you a perfect example. Like today, I was talking to a girl at a restaurant, and she was from Turkey. And I'm a person of the world. I like to read about the world. I like to read about other places. So I started having a pretty deep conversation with her about Turkey and the Middle East. And she hella got into the conversation. Like, she was shocked because she was like, where are you from? And I'm like, California. She's like, well, what's your ancestry? Are you Middle Eastern? I said, no, I'm Mexican and Salvadorian. Really? She's like, you know a lot about the Middle East. I'm like, because I read a lot and I like to learn about the world. You know what I mean? I said, so yeah, that's why I know. I know a little bit about Turkey. I know a little bit about Iran. I know a little bit about Israel, about Palestine. I said, so you know what I mean? I captivated her because I understood about her part of the world. And that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You know, um, that's how just you gotta learn a little bit. Even if Spanish is a European white language, English is a European white language. Yes, they're colonial languages. I get it. You know what I mean? But you know, I just think that people just should learn it a little bit. Now they don't have to be fluent, but just learn it a little bit. That's all it takes. But that's my opinion. So don't take it as I'm telling you to do. No, you do whatever you want. You're an adult. You know what I mean? I'm just giving my little 2 cents about it, the way I feel. And I'm not even shaming nobody that doesn't speak Spanish because I don't think it's right to do that. You know what I mean? Only if I was still, hey, what's up, George Bush? George Bush in the house. but uh Al me gusta. But you know, I don't talk shit because I understand everybody has a different story. You know what I mean? And everybody's culture is different. And everybody's parents were brought up differently. Some people were brought up in different neighborhoods and different communities and different places. Also some people didn't grow up around Raza. Like me, I got lucky. I grew up in an area where there was hella Raza, you know what I mean? And a lot of African Americans. That's why I speak fucking Cholo Ebonics, you know what I mean? Because I grew up around both, you feel me? That's why I say, you feel me? What's up, blood? I'm from the town, but then at the same time, I can talk like a Cholo, I said, straight up Chicano from the towns, who sabes, carnal. So I could talk either way, you feel me? But, yeah, man, you don't know why people hate you? Oh, man, Iraq war, brother. But, but seriously, Doing mention texting Bush, Bus in the room. Bush is a Tejano. But but yeah, like I grew up around a lot of raza, and I grew up around a lot of paisas. I've been to Latin America, I've been to Mexico, I've been to Colombia, I've been to El Salvador, and I've immersed myself a lot in the quote unquote so-called Spanish speaking world, But everybody's different. Everybody got a different story, And I sing Spanish music. I play Spanish music. I don't even play English music. You feel me? I mean, I listen to English music, but I don't play it. In my band, we play Latin music. But Katrina, George Bush don't care about black people. He don't care about Mexicans either. All my tios and tios were fluent, and they aren't, and their parents from Mexico. Yeah, man. Same with me, bro. You know, I speak it fluently because my parents were from Mexico and El Salvador, and that's why I speak it. You know what I mean? But I understand, like my nephews, like I said, they're already second and third generation, and they're starting to lose it a little bit, mainly because we don't speak Spanish all that much in the house. You know what I mean? Like we used to, like when my parents were alive. Now everybody when we have meetups, get-togethers, everyone speaks English, and the that's what the kids, the next generation of my family, they're just hearing us speak English, so that's what they're picking up. They're not really speaking Spanish anymore. So I get it. Right there, there's something already being lost a little bit. You know what I mean? And who knows when they have their kids how it's gonna turn out. They're gonna be the fourth generation of my family. You feel me? So it's a trip how that plays out. So so basically, before I start having guests, remember, no trolls, no weirdos, no JCats, nobody showing penises or stupid stuff like that. If you want to join the conversation, feel free to join and put in your 2 cents. You know what I mean? There's no right or wrong answers here. I'm just giving my 2 cents. But my 2 cents is, just learn a little bit. That's it. You don't have to learn it all, but learn a little bit. That's it. It don't hurt. My history teachers to say, you guys don't get them said wrong answer, then she used to hit her desk. In Europe and European countries, they speak more than one language. They speak like in France and Spain and Germany and a lot of countries, they speak like 4 or 5 languages. I never see nothing wrong with speaking more than one language. You are speaking too much, young man. Joe Biden in the house. What's up, bro?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Jose?
Shit, chilling. What you think about tonight's conversation?
Yeah, I've been listening. And as someone who was born in Mexico, man, I don't think it's necessary that Chicanos in today's day like learn Spanish. Like, yeah, it'd be cool to learn some, but at the same time, saying that hey, like you don't speak Spanish, like you're not Mexican enough. I don't think it's fair because it's almost the equivalent to a Chicano from Southern California going up to a Chicano from North and saying, hey, like why do you act like a moreno and shit?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it, and that's why I said I don't like that attitude either. When people are like, "Oh, you don't speak Spanish, you're not Mexican, you're a pocho, you're a this," and that's not
Right.
cool either. It's just that's just based out of ignorance.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm all with you, bro. Do you speak Spanish?
Yep.
¿Tú hablas español?
Claro.
¿De qué parte?
De Jalisco.
Órale. Yeah, I don't know. I speak a fucking mashup of God knows what.
Yeah, me too, man.
I
It
can
comes and
speak
goes.
Salvadorian. I can speak Mexican. From different parts of Mexico. I can speak Colombian a little bit.
Right. And I don't know if this happened to you, but you hang around a certain group of like whether they be Central Americans, South Americans, like the accent kind of rubs off on you too.
Yeah, yeah. Like I think I was telling you a story. I don't know who I told the story to. I used to when I was studying music, I was hanging around a lot of Colombians, and they used to always say "bacano," and that means like that's tight, that's dope, that's
Right,
positive.
you pick up on her slang and shit.
Yeah, and then one day I told a Mexican dude, "Oh, está bacano," and he's like, "What's that?"
Yeah, that happens.
Yeah. Someone said Chicanos from Southern Cali have broken Spanish. They don't speak it well either. Well, the one that trips me out about Southern, and I'm not making fun of Southern California, but I have seen this in Southern California. I've been in Southern California and I see people they talk hella cholo Chicano, like they almost like they speak Spanish. Like,
Right.
hey, what's up, best? I'm straight up from LA, home.
Almost sounds forced.
I'm over here drinking cerveza, homie, and then you speak to them in Spanish. They're like, oh no, dog, I don't speak Spanish, eh?
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen a
Yeah,
video where like this chola looking dude was speaking all like Spanglish, right?
yeah.
But then like you hear some of his Spanish and it sound broken as hell.
Yeah. And it's like it's like I think I've seen that video. It's like the one where they were interviewing some dude.
Right.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. But it's like me, like I've had people get shocked when I speak to them in Spanish because they think I'm not gonna speak Spanish to them. And I start speaking pretty
Uh-huh.
good and they're like, oh shit, hablas español. I'm like, yeah, ¿por qué no voy a hablar español?
Yeah, right. Like it's not perfect, right? But like you can
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, you can definitely pick up on it.
Yeah,
No,
but
yeah,
even
me
me, I
too.
speak it pocho. Sometimes I don't certain stuff I don't know what to say and I'll say it wrong.
Yeah, like I have to resort to English sometimes.
Yeah, me too. Me too. That happens to me a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cheech, I was born in East LA. Yeah, man. But yeah, it's just something that I've heard over the years, and I feel that I've never really covered it in depth. I have made a few videos about it, but I just want to have a more of a deeper conversation about it because I feel that yeah, there are a lot of people that get affected by this, and there's not really a lot of people out there talking about these type of issues. That's why I like talking about them. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Because I feel they're important, and some people, they want to learn about this and understand what can they do, or why are people being like that, or how other people feel about these situations. You
Right.
get what I'm
And
saying?
yeah, and it's also good that people that Chicanos that don't know Spanish like to not feel bad about it.
Now, to me, the only Chicanos that I do smash on, bro, are the ones that are like, I don't speak Spanish. I don't want to be Mexican. Fuck Mexicans and fuck those people. Now, those
Yep, those
motherfuckers,
exist.
yeah, those exist too. And those are the ones that they don't get no love from me, bro.
No, that's different. Yeah, like it's cool to
Yeah.
like not know Spanish, but then like embrace your roots. But then it's
Yeah,
also another thing. Yeah,
cause then that's right there. You're being a sellout. You know what I mean?
that is a sellout. Yep,
If anybody wants to tap in, I got the link right there. StreamYard, no fucking bullshit, no JCAX, just cool people, man.
exactly. Don't be
Yeah,
shy.
man. So growing up in you grew up in SF, right?
South City. Yep.
Vladimir supports Raza.
You got
We got
trolls in the
all the
chat?
presidents on here tonight. Yeah, I seen them on the other live. Have you ever seen Dankin and Drankin's live?
Nah.
Oh, they're pretty cool. They're from Modesto. I get on. I was on them. I was on their live last night.
Okay, and they were they're out there too
Yeah,
on the
they're
chat
pretty. They're cool. They're cool. I like them. I'll send you a link. But
for sure.
but someone said habla español. Sí, yo hablo español. I don't speak Russian though. Hey, bro, I ate a Russian
Blia.
empanada not too long ago.
You said what?
I ate a Russian empanada not too long ago.
They're Russian empanadas, man. I need a lot to learn, man.
Yeah, they call them pierogies. You ever heard of them?
Nah.
Yeah, I was in San Francisco and I stopped at the Russian bakery and I bought one.
Okay. Yeah, San Francisco has a large Russian population.
Yeah, it's in the avenues over there in the Richmond district.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, someone said, "Do I speak Nahuatl?" No, I don't, bro. I wish I would. I wish I knew. I wish I knew it,
I know
bro.
some phrases.
I know a little bit of Mayan from the Yucatan, like Bishapel. That means like hello, and that was I used to know more, bro. It's been a while.
Yeah, I know certain phrases like no toca Miguel. That means my name's Miguel.
What's that in?
My name is no toca.
Someone said, Jose, are you wearing a daishiki? No, motherfucker. This is a poncho. This is straight Latin America. This is from Colombia. This is un poncho. I'm wearing a poncho. I'm wearing no damn guy. I got a daishiki though for the summertime. I bought one from some Africanos. Hey, daishikis are nice. Hello?
Yeah, I just know certain phrases. Like,
Yeah, I know a little bit of Mayan. I used to know some bad words too.
oh really?
Yeah, in Mayan. But it's the Yucatec Mayan because there's a lot of different Mayans. That's what
Yeah,
people don't understand. There's Quechua, there's Mam, there's Yucatec. There's a few, bro.
yeah. People automatically think like, oh, Maya, like it's one tribe, right? But like, nah, it's all spread out.
Yeah, man. No, it's not made out of hemp. It's made out of I think alpaca. Someone says I know Pashto. I know what Pashto is. That's Afghani language. You've heard that language before, right?
Pasto?
Yeah, that's from Afghanistan.
Nah, I just know that pasto means grass in Spanish.
Oh, Pasto. No,
Yeah,
Pashto.
yeah. So that's what I was thinking of.
P-A-S-T-O. Yeah, man.
No, yeah, but talking about like the Mayas and Aztecs and shit, it's also
Well,
weird when like let's say a Mexican tells you, hey, you don't speak Spanish, like you're not Mexican enough, but then at the same time you got to realize like Spanish wasn't the original language of the land. So like, is that fair?
yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I said earlier. Like, it's a colonial language, that came from the Europeans, from Spaniards,
Yep.
no different than English, And what do you call someone who's half Aztec and Navajo? Azaho? I don't know. But Azaho. But but um, fuck, lost my concentration. Oh yeah, that was and Spanish itself, bro, is a colonial language in Spain. You know that, right?
Yeah, I've heard.
Because Spanish originated from Castilla, the Castellano.
Yeah, so like when people say Castilian, they mean Spanish, right?
Exactly, and then it wasn't necessarily Kim Jong Un just joined us, but we got all the presidents of the world, the United Nations in this bitch. But don't start World War III, motherfuckers. That's all we need. But no, you know, it was Spain was ruled by a lot of different forces, bro, and all those forces is what created Castellano. The Moors were there for 700 years. You had the Celtics were there. You had the Basque people. You have a lot of people out there, bro. That
Right.
Chicano ideas. What's up, brother? But you have a lot of people out there that ruled Spain, and Castellano is basically a mixture of all those languages. So even Castellano itself isn't a full language from Spain. It's actually a mixed language made up of different colonizers that colonized, Spain, including Rome. We
Right.
can't forget about Rome. That's where the Latin language came from, which is Spanish supposedly was vulgar Latin, right? That's where it came from. I don't know if you knew about that.
No, but then that also makes you think like, oh, like some of these languages kind of sound like Spanish, like certain words. Like in
Yeah.
Italy, like we say
Well, if you
"see."
notice, Italians, Portuguese, even Romanian kind of sound similar, bro,
Yep, yep,
because they're all Latin languages. They're all based off the Roman Latin language, which is where Spanish came from. Like I said, Spanish in its origin was called vulgar Latin or Latin vulgar.
yep.
What's up, Sneaky Beanie out there in Detroit,
The
Michigan?
Detroit.
Yo, what up, though? How
What's
y'all
going
What's
on,
up?
doing?
brother?
We good?
Right here, man. Just chiming in, man.
So, what's your take on this? You speak Spanish, bro?
Yeah, I speak Spanish, bro. Not
Where,
not the best, but I speak Spanish.
what part of Mexico is your family from?
My my parents are from Culiacan.
Oh, Sinaloa.
Yeah,
El
Man,
Chapo.
but
that's heavy territory right there, bro.
my grandparents,
Uh,
all right, I think my great grandparents they migrated to Culiacan, and then my grandparents they were just raised there. They weren't born there.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's cool. So you guys speak what? Sinaloense style Spanish?
Yeah, you could hear the norte in there. Yeah.
Definitely. Like when I meet people from like Tijuana or Chihuahua or those states, Sinaloa, Monterrey, you could hear that they have a different accent. It sounds really, really northern.
Hmm.
Like I have a homegirl from Tijuana, and she just man, it's hard to even imitate the way they talk, bro. They talk totally different. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so you grew up speaking Spanish, or you grew up speaking more English.
Yeah. Actually, it was my first language. Actually, Spanish. I think the problem came like I started like when I started learning English in school. Like I was learning it from hearing my older brother and my older sister, but when I went started going to school, it seemed like I stopped practicing Spanish at home, and so it kind of got like they're kind of both like in between, man. Not the best, but
So it became
you
more
know,
like a Spanglish type of thing, right?
yeah, not really. Like I ain't try to mix it up because sometimes it comes out like that, but sometimes it's like I know how to control my tongue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
But I
the
think
same thing. So
my
like,
take,
go
yeah,
ahead.
my take on people who Chicanos who don't speak Spanish. I think it's pretty normal. It should be expected. It should be expected. I think the brothers and sisters that migrate here, they should take it into consideration that that's bound to happen if you move up here.
Yeah,
And if they don't like that, they should do something about it. Instead of like putting them down and stuff. Because that's your kids. That's your future right there.
for
Yep.
sure. So I was gonna
Yeah.
ask you, in Detroit, were there a lot of people to speak Spanish too? Because I know out there the Latino population is a little bit smaller,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for sure.
You find a couple people who don't speak it, but they seem not to really. They don't really. You could tell like they're more further away from their culture. Like they know they're Hispanic, they know they're Mexican or wherever they come from, but they're like not really concerned in actually getting to know or meet a new paisano who just came from over there or a kid their age or whatever. They're
Yeah.
not really concerned in getting to know you, but it's like they know, but they're not concerned. Yeah.
Are there Raza in Detroit? I'm curious about this. Are there Raza in Detroit or Michigan that are more like I guess you could
Mhm.
say sellouts if they hate being Mexican or hate being Latino and they talk shit about other Latinos?
Yeah, I think they have I think they pull out the card of whenever it's time to say, yeah, I'm Hispanic too. They pull out that card,
Yeah.
but they usually, I think they hide it most of the time. But every Hispanic I ran into, they're proud, man. They're proud of their culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing to
Hmm.
be ashamed of. We come from a beautiful culture, man.
Yeah.
What do you think, Northbound?
No, yeah, I agree.
I mean, I was born in the United States, and I grew up around Bay Area culture because this is where I'm from. But
Hmm.
I'm not ashamed to have culture that came from Central and South America and Mexico. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
There's nothing, and a lot of it, came from indigenous and Spanish as well. I came from both, really, but we have a lot of indigenous influence for sure.
Yep, the
But yeah,
dances.
man, the thing that's tricky about the indigenous thing, though, that I
Hmm.
say, because Mexico, there were so many tribes during the time of the indigenous people when before the Spanish arrived that that there were so many languages. Which one do you learn? You know what I mean? Like technically, my ancestors wouldn't have been speaking Nahuatl. They would have been speaking no, not Tarahumara. They would have been speaking Purepecha because they're from Michoacan.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And if you're like, say, from the south, you might be speaking Mayan. If you're from the north, you might be speaking Tarahumara, or you might be speaking yaki or your yamoe, or you get what I'm saying.
Yup. Yup.
For me, it's different, man, because my ancestors, their language was lost. I don't know if you heard about the Coca tribe
No, I never heard of them.
No.
here in the Chapala area.
I've heard of Chapala, yeah.
Yeah, that's where my family's from.
Weren't the Chichimex from what you call it from Jalisco too?
Yeah, in the region, I'm pretty sure.
Chichimec, Chichimecas, they're like above Mexican City, something like that, no? Like Mas Pal Norte, like right above it,
Yeah, I heard they were like in Jalisco
something
and
like that.
kind of that region.
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
And and like and Vladimir Putin, Biden's a chavala. But they got me laughing in these comments today. They're hella funny.
Man, I can't even see
Somebody
him.
say norteños prey on paisas. Sureños do too. They both do. All
Brother,
Yeah,
groups prey
the
on
man.
no-
I think a lot of brother, it don't matter what it is, like that I've seen or noticed over here is like no matter who you are, if you're like a thief in the streets and shit, just jacking whoever has money and shit. Everybody knows bicycles are targets, because they work the hardest and shit.
yeah,
You see them
yeah.
going to the store or whatever,
I don't even,
and
I don't even think it's a norteño thing. Yeah, like it's a general thing.
yeah,
Yeah. Because I've heard in LA, there were certain gangs that used to like tax the vendors on the streets, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, some bullshit.
Yeah. What's up? What's up, Sinatra?
What's up? What's up, Jose, my Chapman brother? You know what I'm saying? I'm on the download today because the streets are on fire. You know what I'm saying? These YouTube streets. You know what I'm saying? Got to keep a low profile. You know what I mean?
I feel you. What's up? What's your take on this conversation? I don't know if you've been hearing the whole thing, but
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I agree with all the points you were making. Yeah, as far as do Hispanics need to know Spanish for the second or third generation? Uh, yeah, I think they should. I mean,
Hmm.
in reality, I mean, most don't because it's challenging. But yeah, they absolutely should because you want to stay connected to your culture. Having culture is a beautiful thing. Because there's pressure to assimilate to this blob of no culture, which is American culture, right? You're going to
yeah,
lose this beautiful culture to the to American culture, and that's we're trying to preserve our rich history, right?
yeah,
So yeah, I got a quick story of why it's critical to really learn Spanish. So I did the ancestry DNA, and I found a long lost cousin, and I was able to connect her to her half siblings,
oh
and
shit,
yeah, and she was raised here in Santa Barbara, but her half siblings were in Durango,
oh
and
okay,
yeah, and they
Damn.
don't know English, and she doesn't know
Oh,
Spanish.
oh shit.
So now she's connected to all this family, and she can't even talk to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, you know what I mean?
You know what? It's a trip. I seen a show once. I don't remember where I seen it, but it was of a girl who had a twin sister, and they were separated. They were from Guatemala, and they were separated as kids because one got adopted by a white family,
Mhm.
and she grew up in the U.S. And I guess she went to Guatemala looking for her real family, and she found them. But because she grew up in a white neighborhood, uh, when she found them, yeah, she met her twin sister that looked just like her, but they were totally different people, bro. Because
Right,
one
right,
spoke English and one spoke
man.
Spanish.
right.
All right, then, Wendy. Good night. But yeah,
Yes.
man.
So my cousin who grew up in Santa Barbara probably felt she didn't need to know Spanish, and then out of nowhere she meets these half siblings who only speak Spanish, and now she can't even talk to them. You know what I mean? So learning Spanish is it connects you to your culture. You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
it's something you should do, even though you don't technically have to,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you should do that.
Hmm.
I mean, the thing is, like, I always tell some of my friends that don't speak Spanish, I tell them, just learn a little bit. Just watch some YouTube videos on it. You know,
Yeah,
just
everything's on YouTube. You know
you
what I
know,
mean?
and you know, you if you especially if you live in California, I mean, fuck, there's plenty of raza that speak some Spanish through here.
Right, right,
You know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah, and I have. I know you were talking about your nieces and nephews. I have a niece who doesn't. Now she's third generation,
Yeah,
and she doesn't speak that much Spanish, only to my mom, But so I got in an argument with my sister because in school she was going to pick up a foreign language, and instead of Spanish, she was going to take up French. Hella dumb, you know what you know what I mean? So then my sister was like, "Yeah, no, no, just let her take French." So now, instead of learning Spanish, where she can talk to her great uncles and aunts and her family,
Mm.
not going to learn that. She's going to learn to speak French, where she's only going to go to Paris maybe once or twice in her life. So, you know what
yeah.
I mean? So it doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
She could always go to Haiti. They speak French there.
Yeah. So that's the challenges with third and fourth generation. You kind of start uh, losing it per se. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wait, I got a question for Sinatra real quick.
Yeah.
Is she at least good at French?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, if I were to learn another language, and I've studied other European languages, it'd probably be one closer to Spanish because because I probably could understand I could understand Italian a little bit, bro, because it's
Mhm.
so similar,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and I could even understand Portuguese a little bit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I met a lot of people from Brazil, and I could kind of follow a conversation with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it's easier for people from Brazil or from Portugal to understand Spanish. Because, like,
Yeah,
as a Spanish
Hmm.
speaker, it's kind of harder for me to
yeah,
pick
because
up
like
on the words.
Yeah.
Portuguese is a trip, bro. But if you really listen to it, you'll pick up on some of it.
Yep, for sure, yeah.
Right.
It's just their pronunciation is completely different, bro. You
Hmm.
know. But
But, but gentlemen, I would argue that people that are second and third generation, they have a very important job, which is to kind of keep the culture going. Where we grew up with Spanish, and we're first generation. We're living in it. We're always around it. They
yeah,
aren't so it's up to them to keep it going because if they stop, their children are not going to follow that
Mm.
footstep. They're going to definitely not care so much, right? So they have a very important job to I would argue to learn Spanish and to learn their history and learn their culture.
Right.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. It's like I said, it's a touchy subject, bro. It's and like I always say, there's no right or wrong answer to it. It's
No,
like
no, right.
it's really to whatever the individual wants to do. My only take on it is just if you because this is in reality, let's keep it real, bro. This video is more for the people that are second and third generation, or maybe the ones that are first generation, but they got totally disconnected from their Latin roots, or
Hmm.
Rasta
Hmm.
roots. Really, it's to them this video that it's just like I just say, learn a little bit of it, even if it's just not a lot, but learn a little, just at least for you could somewhat understand. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's really all I'm saying. I'm not saying you have to become fluent. I mean, I know plenty of non-Spanish speakers, bro, who learn it and speak it actually pretty damn fluently. My homie, one of the dudes that plays in my band, he's a white dude, bro, and he's been all over Latin America and
right,
got a lot of Latino friends. That motherfucker speaks pretty good Spanish, bro.
right, right. Yeah, because he has a desire to do so. You know what I mean? And that's what uh, they should want. They should want to have the desire to be connected to their culture.
I had another homie too who was he was from Kansas City, from the Midwest, like Sneaky Beanie is from. Well, he's from Detroit, but that's all the Midwest area. He's from Kansas City, and he was half white and half man. He's actually half white and Salvadorian. Well, he told me this is what he told me. He told me he was Salvadorian, and that his mom was white and Mexican. But he says they were kind of like whitewashed, their his mom's side,
Hmm.
and he didn't grow up
Yeah.
really speaking Spanish, and he taught himself how to speak Spanish, bro.
Right, right.
Yeah, I mean he didn't speak it perfectly, but he spoke it enough to be able to hold a conversation in Spanish with people that didn't speak English.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, that's fantastic to do so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, for sure. So it's not impossible. Nothing's impossible in this world if you try. You
Yep.
know, but that's just my opinion. They don't want to do that. I'm not forcing it either.
yeah. But I, I I was thinking that there would be tremendous identity issues with people of second and third generation. Like
Yeah,
where do they fall in the Latino spectrum? You know what I mean? Like, am I white? Like I'm very far removed from people of Latin America. So like the only way to like move yourself in that pendulum is to really be connected to your culture. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It's like I say, it's a strange dichotomy. You know what I mean? To
Yeah.
be in, because you're kind of caught up in between two cultures. You know what I mean? You're caught up in between the Anglo culture of America, which is basically that's what it is, and you're caught up with the Hispanicized Spanish culture of Latin America,
Right.
which is
Right.
indigenous as well. So you have those two cultures clashing right there, and it's kind of like, which one should I be? Which one am I?
Right. Right.
You know, and even I struggle with that sometimes, and
Yeah.
Right.
I think we all do.
Right. And you know what? And what's a trip though? What I found on doing these DNA tests is after several generations, we might even lose being Hispanic, man. Because I got contacted by some cats, man. This Hawaiian dude, and I was like, man, how am I related to this guy? But you know, uh, 3 generations ago, he had an ancestor from Durango. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like you could lose being Hispanic, in time. You know
Well,
what I mean?
you do know that they took Mexican cowboys to Hawaii a long time ago. They were called panolos.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and there was a lot of Puerto Ricans that went out to Hawaii too.
Really?
Yeah,
Whoa. Okay.
Man.
This is some new stuff, man.
yeah.
Really?
I've
Oh
talked about it before in some of my videos.
really?
Yeah,
That's interesting, man.
yeah. So
Man,
yeah,
that's
people,
crazy.
and even Filipinos are part Mexican, bro.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Because even though the Philippines was conquered by Spain, the soldiers they took were from Nueva España, which were modern day Mexicans.
Oh wow.
So
Mm.
technically, Filipinos are part Nahuatl and part, indigenous tribes and part Spanish too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
interesting. Yeah.
yeah. So
That's cool stuff, man. So yeah, I recommend everyone do one of those DNA tests, man. You'll find out some interesting stuff, and you never know who you're related to, man.
yeah, yeah, man. I
Man.
gotta take one myself. My nephew took one, but actually, this dude took one because he was looking for his family. It turned out he's my half brother.
Really?
He found me. Yeah,
Oh man, that's crazy.
yeah, yeah. I talked about it before.
Oh man, like where does he live? Like around here or?
He lives out in like somewhere up north, bro. Like going up towards like Eureka, Humboldt, those areas.
Oh, okay.
But he
Yeah.
grew up in the Bay Area, though.
Huh.
Yeah, it's because my dad, he was irresponsible when he was young.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
how it goes.
Papa was a Rolling Stone, huh?
Basically, basically. We have a half brothers and sisters, so that I don't know that well from his side. But yeah, let's keep going. But yeah, gentlemen. So yeah, I'm keeping this live short today because I'm kind of tired. I'm gonna go to sleep. But it's been about an hour. I just wanted to get you guys' opinion. I want to let everybody have a last word. I'm gonna start with Northbound. What's your last words before I start letting people off?
Um. Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to learn a little Spanish, but again, like we shouldn't force it. We just
Yeah,
gotta have the desire to do it.
for sure. What about you, Sinatra? You hear
Oh, I'm
me?
sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, it was breaking up. Yeah, so yeah, Spanish is
All
is
right,
definitely
my good.
Spanish is definitely not required, but you should have a desire to want to learn and to stay connected to your culture because your heritage is incredibly important and hold on to it.
And I'm gonna leave it to Sneaky Beanie. What's up with you out there in the D in the Motown?
Yay. My thoughts, man. My thoughts is, language is something that has to be taught, and the teacher starts at home. So if if we're losing our culture, whether it be first, second, or third generation, you know, parents need to put their part in it.
Yeah,
There.
I feel it. All right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna be getting off soon, but it was nice talking to you guys. Thanks for joining the
All
panel.
right, man.
For sure. Good night,
Peace
y'all.
out. Peace
Y'all
out.
have a good one,
I'll be on
man.
here next week with a new live with Jay. Remember, my live with Jays are more serious topics. My homie kickbacks or random lives are just more like me just talking to everybody and saying what's up to everybody. But all right, brother. But before I get off, I'm gonna ask everybody out there. My channel don't get monetized, so if you guys uh want to donate anything to the cause, to Oakland Latinos United, help a brother out, I'm gonna put a link to my Cash App. Any little donation you want to give will be gladly appreciated. I've been doing this content for almost 13 years, for 13 years now, almost 14 years. And, I don't get monetized on this channel, so I'm leaving a link to my Cash App. Any little donation you want to give, feel free to give it. So these are my closing words to you guys before I get off. Basically, I don't think it's cool to talk shit to people that don't know Spanish because you don't know their story. You don't know what they've been through or what their family's coming from. So you can't say, "Oh, he's less Mexican because he don't speak Spanish." That's not cool to say either. And at the same time, I don't agree with people who are like, "Oh, I hate paisas. I don't like Mexicans because that's sellout shit too." I think there has to be a middle ground, and I think that some Mexican Americans, Chicanos, whatever you want to call them, or people from Latin America, whether they be Salvadorian, South American, Hondureño, Guatemalteco, if they don't speak, or Nicaraguense, you know what I mean. If they don't speak Spanish, learn a little bit. Don't hurt. You know what I mean? Like that, you can communicate with people in Latin America, and you can have a better understanding of where they're coming from, and they can have a better understanding what you're coming from. But that's just my opinion on it. You know what I mean? You're an individual. You do what you want to do. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's all I really have to say. But peace out to everybody. Thank you to the homie from Oakland, Sinatra, the homie Curry Man from San Francisco, the homie Sneaky Benny from Detroit, Michigan, the 313. And this is your boy Jose from Eastside Oakland, the Bay Area. I'm getting off. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll come out with a new live with Jay, and I'll drop a couple new spills. What's up, Chicano ideas out there in Sakura? What's up, homeboy? But yeah, man, there's got to be respect. Exactly, Cepeda. And once again, if you guys want to donate to the Cash App, I left the link. Any little donation will be gladly appreciated. But other than that, I'm tired. I fucking only slept a few hours today. I just want to get some sleep, brothers. So I'm going to talk to you guys soon. I'm going to drop a few spills this week. I'm going to try to do some videos for the channel. And talk to you guys later. Late.